Okay, hope everybody had their coffee. Are they gonna do the slides? So we're just here briefly to talk a little bit about some of the opportunities and challenges for the cannabis industry in Asia, giving you a little bit of a background of some of the partners in Siam Herbal Tech and why we made the decision to form this partnership. So with that, maybe we can take a quick look at the first slide. Just to give you guys a little bit of background on Infused, we're really a West Coast pioneer in the cannabis industry. We started over a decade ago, and we have medical roots. So we started as a medical marijuana company. We've grown, I think, in a very agile way. And I think what's made us successful is we've really created our company organically to capitalize on, really the entire value chain of the cannabis industry. But the key there is not to do everything. The key is that you are able to be nimble enough to really capture value as it migrates. Because what we've seen being in marijuana from day one, obviously Washington, Colorado, the two first states to legalize marijuana in the United States, is the value migrates, right? So you go from marijuana to hemp to back to marijuana again. You've seen, recreational and now health and wellness themes. You've seen, extraction all the way to downstream consumer packaged goods. We've seen United States, Europe, now Asia. So we've really built our company organically to really capture all that and really be there as the industry evolves globally. Next slide. Thank you. So I think most of you guys here in the industry, you understand the global legalization of cannabis is on schedule, right? We've got Mexico, Canada, United States, 3/4 of it at least that's legalized. We have Europe with Germany, and now there's talk of Spain being next. I mean, Germany is a fascinating market to me. It's the 4th largest economy in the world, right? Massive. And they're really the most influential economy in Europe. So I think when you see the legalization, the infrastructure being built for cannabis and the development of technical expertise in Germany, it just accelerates everybody going to the market in Europe. So I think Europe is going to happen, within the next few years as well. Asia, right? And why Asia? For us, we first came out, I was just talking to Thanin, 5 years ago, we had our first conversation. I'm Malaysian Chinese, but I'm American, grew up in America, but I did spend 12 years working in Hong Kong and throughout Asia. So for me, I always felt that, a place like Thailand specifically, and I'm not Thai, but I recognize Thailand as the potential to really be the epicenter of the development of the cannabis industry in Asia, right? I mean, you just take a look at, what quote unquote alternative medicine, right? Or integrative medicine or traditional medicine. It always fascinates me that, in the West we call, Eastern medicine alternative medicine. I mean, last time I checked, I think Eastern medicine was the only game in town for thousands of years before Western medicine came along. But, so that's always been very ironic to me. But, what we thought is, you've got all these factors that make Thailand so attractive. Low cost labor, a very developed industrial sector. You have, a tradition, again, of plant-based wellness, plant-based enlightenment, plant-based recreational. So that's something that is, a huge tradition. I think you've got also a very deep and experienced agricultural sector, right? The growing of rice and other plants. So, I mean, that is really amazing. Medical tourism has always been a big thing in Thailand. I think that's something that's always been accepted. I've always viewed Thailand as kind of like the California of Asia. The tourism here, the recreational tourism is amazing, right? So you've got people that are coming here for medical recreation, for just going to half moon parties, full moon parties. I think I might have been to one of those a long time ago. But it's just a place that's very accepting and it has a really relaxed attitude about certain things. So we just really felt that Thailand was, had the progressive mindset to legalize and become one of the first major players in Asia in the cannabis industry. So that's one of the reasons why 5 years ago, we really sought out partners here that we felt could share our common values, and that was we wanted to make high quality cannabinoids, not your run-of-the-mill stuff that anybody can do, that people can do in their garage, but really kind of medical grade, high quality cannabis. A big thing that one of our mantras at Infused is medical grade for everyone, right? Not recreational users should have access to medical grade cannabinoids. Why should they have a lower standard of quality than people that are using cannabinoids for therapeutic reasons? So, we wanted to build an incredible company here that really makes the highest end cannabinoids in Asia, because we feel that Thailand can be a country that can develop an export market for cannabinoids. Obviously starting with CBD before, marijuana. I think we all pretty much know, I'm curious to what the lawyer thinks, but the recreational marijuana is going to take some time. I think, Asians tend to be very conservative when it comes to recreational drugs, I think. So I think that's going to be quite a few more years before that happens. But in the meantime, we think that CBD is a great way to get started in Asia. People that are canna curious, right? It's a term we use in the States, can access CBD as a cannabinoid. Also, again, plant-based wellness, huge theme. One of the big things that we're doing at Siam Herbal Tech, notice that there's no marijuana or cannabis in our name, is because we're not just doing cannabinoids. We are also doing all plant-based therapeutics. That's something that we really believe in. And when the laws, change, and there's a pathway for that, we will be doing that business as well, but on a medical grade, medical standard. So just quickly, just to round off on CBD, I think it's had a great name in the States and then not so great because of all the snake oil that people sell in the United States. I think that's very critical for us as we launch this kind of health and wellness product here in Asia, that we frame it very differently. And that's, again, why we're not going to put our name on products that aren't going to be of the highest quality, pesticide-free, solvent-free, heavy metals-free. I think that's something that's very important for the export markets in South Korea and Japan. And I just feel that we're very excited and very grateful to be here and have found some great partners. With that, I think I'll hand it over to Thanin or to Phil to talk a little bit more.
Hey, Young, can everybody hear me okay?
Yep.
Loud and clear, Phil.
Well, to follow up on what Young was saying is, I'm actually in Washington, D.C., so I apologize for not being with you today. But I was going to go talk to President Biden, Young, and see if I could maybe push some of that legalization a little faster for you. I mean, look, Young's right. We are so excited about what's happening in Asia. The thing about hemp, for example, in CBD is this is not a new technology in a sense. We're not building rockets. This has been around for over 50, 60 years. And it's shocking that only now people are finding, I suppose, a renewed interest in this type of, I won't call it medicine, but certainly a drug supplement at minimum. And I think a large part is because of the distrust that many people have had with the pharmaceutical industry. So Oleo, my company, we were founded in 2015, and what we do is we make hemp-based, and we've designed a hemp-based organic version of CBD that is water soluble. And there are very, very few companies that do this. The water solubility of it allows you to take, and I wish I could demonstrate it for you, but it allows you to take a little bit of white powder and put it in coffee or tea or orange juice, any of those things. And so we have the proven experience. We're in a large number of existing coffee shops, smoothie companies like us. And one of the key things that makes us very unique is we are 100% THC free. Now, there's nothing wrong with THC, but there is a huge and growing market of people who are more accepting of the marijuana industry, and it all starts with CBD. And if there's one thing I can leave you with is over the next 10 years, the expected growth rate of just the CBD industry alone is 18%. That is a staggering number. And we have the pharmaceutical companies to thank because, a lot of people are looking for alternatives to opioids. We're not going to cure cancer, but CBD allows a lot of people to take care of a lot of symptoms and to make their lives a little better. We are very much 100% focused on the health and wellness of our customers. I think that's what's made us successful up to this point. And we are extremely proud to partner with SHT and with our friends there in Thailand. And we're working on a number of really, really great projects that's going to be, we were able to share this technology and our own customer experience in the CBD industry in the US, because I think everybody, no matter which country you're from, no matter who you are, everybody wants to have some health and wellness. So let me just share with you a little bit about some of the therapeutics part of it and our consumers, because this might be of interest to you. If you're in the industry, you're thinking about the industry, or you're a leader in the industry, these are for people who want to alleviate pain. They don't want to get high, for lack of a better word. A lot of our customers, we have subscribers, by the way, they use our product every single month. They work out, they go to the gym, they come back, they have a sore neck, they have a sore back, and they want to recover their muscles faster. This allows them to relax their muscles. And when your muscles are relaxed, you recover faster. And as I get older, I can appreciate this more and more because the recovery time takes longer and longer. The other key use that people use our products is anxiety. And I know we're still in the middle of COVID, but I can tell you, myself included, we're all still a little nervous. And people have trouble sleeping. They have things they worry about in life, whether it's work or family. And a lot of our users use CBD to help them mentally relax. And if we can help people have a better quality of life, I know we are doing something very good. Millennials and Gen Xers, it's the age span goes from 21 to 71. It's everybody. And the great thing about being THC free, and by the way, legal in almost everywhere, is that it's a much lower bar of entry. It's easy, it's simple, you can manage your dosage, and we use organic ingredients, and it allows us to have, we use the word TAM, but the total addressable market is very big, it's extremely wide, and I think globally, we've only barely scratched the surface. We've only just begun. And so if I can leave with one last thing is, we're excited and we're proud to partner with SHT and having Young and Thanin, the whole group. For us, this is not a business. This is about family. This is about helping people with health and wellness. So we're extremely proud to be a part of this partnership. And I look forward to obviously doing what we can with all of our resources to share the good word, share our technology, and most importantly, share the stories of how this has changed so many customers' own personal lives. And ultimately, that's what's most important to us. Young, I will send it back to you, and Thanin.
Thank you very much, Phil. Thank you very much, Phil. Perfect. So I'll take on the third part of our presentation. Thank you, Young. Thank you, Phil, for setting things up so well for me. What my partners have provided a basis for is where we are today in Thailand with what we've done and accomplished with Siam Herbal Tech. But just to give you a background of this partnership and the local operation that we have here, which might be of interest to people that are coming from the United States or anywhere else international, looking to see and establish a foothold here. I'm the CEO of DOD Biotech Public Company Limited. It's listed in the Thai Stock Exchange. We are an ODM, OEM food supplement manufacturer. So we manufacture food supplements for a whole variety of local brands, local and international brands, right? So we don't have our own brands, but we're very well placed to understand market trends. So approximately 5 years ago, we started seeing a trend towards more herbal medicines or herbal supplements for preventative health. So at the factory at that time, we had our own plant that ground our own herbs and did our own extractions at a very small scale for our own formulations that we did for our clients. So that was a fundamental for us to understand a trend, right? And when the whole CBD market, the United States is 10 years ahead of us, so you've been through your boom-bust cycles and all of that, so there's a lot of experience there as well. So when we saw the legislation in Thailand start to shift towards legalizing cannabis or hemp, we started making inroads or using our function as manufacturers to understand the regulatory framework to start applying for licenses. So we set up with Infuse, being a partner that's done everything before in the States and has the expertise. We set up Siam Herbal Tech. The name itself indicates that we work on all herbs. That's the vision, plant-based nutrition and health and wellness for everyone. But the primary driver for the initiation of this joint venture is operating in cannabinoids, CBD, hemp-based. Okay, we take the low-hanging fruit. Cannabis, like you've said. There's so many legal hurdles that it's practically impossible to operate unless you're operating with a government entity. And we understand the difficulties of doing that, especially as a private entity in Thailand. Things might change, but you have to have skin in the game. So we went the route of working on hemp. Can we go to the next page, please? So this is our rollout for our cannabinoid-based, I wouldn't say products right now. I wouldn't say formulations right now. Right now, they're just APIs, because the FDA has not yet issued any products that have CBD as part of the formulation. They're in the process. We've got a few in the pipeline, but those will take some time. But first, you need the raw material that's legal. Okay. We received our extraction license at our plant on December 8th of 2021. On December 27th of 2021, we were the first company in Southeast Asia to extract CBD commercially and be able to transact. It's a big flag for us. We actually did it. We bought commercial hemp, legally grown under a commercial license. Seeds were supplied by us in September of last year. We imported the seeds with the license from the government, commercial seeds, sold them to contract farmers. They grew it. We got our license in December. We'd started building our factory before then. Biomass came end of December, and we commercially, through the whole value chain, legally, we legally extracted CBD, a small amount, but it's just full loop. We did the full loop, So we proved that it could be done. Now, so this is our roadmap. We've got the CBD distillate and isolate. That's part of our extraction process. I'll explain a little bit about our facility after this and the quality standards that we have, so that maybe we're open for business for anybody that needs the APIs locally. But so Q1 to Q2, the facility is ready. The roadblock right now, or not the roadblock, what we're waiting is for the biomass to catch up. The growing of hemp, it's taking time for farmers to commercially import the seeds and grow it, but that's a short-term game. It's the cycle's 4 months. Within about 4 or 5 months, we'll start seeing more people start growing, because there's 1,700 licenses to grow CBD commercially, hemp commercially, that have been issued. Okay. Currently, there's only 8 commercial extraction licenses that have been awarded. Okay, so you can see that what's coming down the pipeline as well. So Q1, Q2, we'll get up to speed with more. We have a lot of back orders now from a lot of food supplement companies, a lot of research companies that need to buy CBD to start formulating products, which is where the development will start taking place. What Phil was speaking to, we just signed an agreement with Oleo as well, to be able to create water-soluble product. But as a means of delivery of the CBD. Bioavailability is important, the science is important. So we need to be able to provide all the ingredients at the API level, water-soluble level, and we're also looking at different ways of doing nano-emulsification. That's something that's coming down the pipeline. And hemp seed, I mean, that's already a function of once you have the flower, you can always grow for the seed. That's but it's a different regulatory framework with the FDA. Hemp seed qualifies as a food. They still control it, where you're getting your seed from, but it's not as highly regulated as the flower, okay? And then we are looking at kratom coming up next. There's a lot of demand as an opioid replacement for kratom. We're just putting out there. So it just goes with our vision of being a plant-based therapeutic compound provider. And the factory that we built, we'll talk about the quality standards next, but we don't just do the extraction. We have the ability to formulate and run those formulations through the FDA to be able to obtain FDA licenses to manufacture, right? We have that expertise from being a food supplement manufacturer. Just the regulatory framework is longer, a little more difficult, but it can be done, and there's rules. So we are able to navigate that for final products to the market. Now, the end game still needs to work out in terms of distribution and what formulations are allowed, because if you're looking at food supplements, the rules today are you can only use 75 parts per million in a food supplement for any product that you create. And that's very, very minimal, right? So you're not going to get any therapeutic advantage out of that at all. But the herbal medication, herbal supplement regulations that are about to come out are meant to be a bit more lax. They haven't come out yet. So just to give you an indication of some of the obstacles, I mean, if you're risk averse, taking a punt on building a factory before the regulations come out, you got some skin in the game and you don't really know what the end game is. But if you take a long-term trend and you see that this is what's going to happen within 3-5 years, and what we've done here is this is an offshoot of an existing business. It's not all in just make or break. We already have an operating business to do it. Then you can kind of sustain that as part of a strategy, right? So that's what we've looked at, and we're now able to do our CBD. And the next thing that Young was speaking to, which is the most important thing for us, is how do you create a standard? Because there's so much snake oil out there. I mean, you spoke of all these scams, and once it gets to the point where the scams become actual products, that's a whole other game again. Everybody's making claims, and there's so many claims of CBD products in the market today. When you look at the labels, it's just hemp seed oil. But the consumer is not yet educated, so that whole process will have to take place. So you have to stay true to your fundamentals in terms of what you want to be able to provide, and that's efficacy, and that's true API, right? So you have to have a standard. So can we go to the next and last slide before? So part of that is having standards, right? So our facility, because it's a brand new facility, we just finished building it. We were operational in December when we first created our first batch of CBD, went through the accreditation process. We've got our GMP accreditation already. As of March, we've already received the license. Our ISO 90, in the next quarter, we're on track to get our ISO 9000. What's important here is Thai labs, you have to have, for every product you need a COA, right, to be able to comply with the regulatory framework. And there's very few labs that are recognized by the government that can provide those COAs, and they also do it very slow. So from a commercial perspective, if you have flour, you need to get a COA, you wait 2 months, that flour is done. The storage and all of that. So we've got a full in-house laboratory that is being certified independently as an ISO 17025 laboratory, that we can act as a third-party laboratory for other people in the game that need to have things certified, be able to provide COAs as well. And ultimately, the vision is to be able to use Thailand and the infrastructure that Young was speaking to be able to supply and leverage the strengths that we have here from infrastructure, agriculture, and everything else that we have as a cost base and manufacturer to be able to supply the Asia-Pacific region, or the Asia region at large, for products that have a cannabinoid-based or plant therapy-based requirement. So that's what we've done to date. We've transacted, and now we're open for business and waiting for the rest of the industry to follow suit and roll out as we imagine it will, as modeled by the state. So we're just hoping for quicker cycle. And with everyone's help in this room and everybody's passion for making this move forward, I'm sure that's exactly what will happen. Right? So with that, I'd like to thank you for your time, and thank you to my partners for their time, and we'll be at the round table for a discussion later. Thank you.